So, you know how we're usually talking about turbocharged engines, electric torque, or the newest track beasts. Today we're shifting gears, big time into the aerospace and defense lane, because the 2025 Mistral missile just got an update, and it's the kind of tech that makes even hypercars look like they're standing still. Stick around, because whether you're into speed, precision, or sheer engineering excellence, this is a system that deserves your attention. Now, if you're unfamiliar, the Mistral is a short-range, man-portable air defense system. A fancy way of saying it's a missile that fits in a tube and can be shoulder-launched to take down aircraft. Think of it as the Formula One of portable anti-aircraft weapons. Developed by MBDA, the same company that works with multiple NATO countries on defense tech, the Mistral has been around for decades. But the 2025 version is something entirely new. The 2025 Mistral is now in its third major iteration, sometimes referred to as Mistral 3+, and it's not just a tweak here or there. This is a performance overhaul. For context, the earlier Mistrals already had a rep for high accuracy and a hit probability above 95%. That's not marketing fluff, that's field data. But the latest version builds on that by introducing smarter guidance systems, longer range, and improved countermeasure resistance. What does that mean in practical terms? First, range. The new Mistral extends its strike distance to over 8 kilometers, up from about 6. That's a solid 30% increase. Imagine an air suddenly gaining 100 more miles of range, a same game-changing effect. And for a missile that travels at over Mach 2.7, that's nearly 3,300 kilometers per hour. Those few extra kilometers are a big deal when intercepting fast-moving jets, drones, or helicopters. But here's where it really gets car nerd fascinating. The targeting system. The 2025 Mistral uses an advanced imaging infrared seeker. This thing doesn't just lock onto heat signatures like an old-school missile. It uses a two-color infrared homing sensor combined with onboard image processing. Basically, the missile is making real-time decisions mid-flight about whether what it's tracking is a threat or just a decoy flare. Think about adaptive cruise control in a high-end car. It doesn't just follow blindly. It reads the road, responds to cars cutting in, and even anticipates curves. The Mistral does that, but at Mach 2.7, and with lethal precision. Now MBDA isn't saying everything about tech inside the seeker, but it's widely believed to include eye-assisted target identification. So yeah, while our cars are slowly becoming more autonomous, missiles are already there. If it sees a flare, it can decide not to be fooled. If it sees a drone pretending to be a bird, it can tell the difference. This is where machine vision meets military-grade heat tracking, and the results are scary good. Another interesting part, the missile doesn't need a whole launch platform or vehicle to operate. Sure, it can be mounted on vehicles like the Atlas RC or the MPCV systems for integrated battlefield defense, but at its core, it's man-portable, lightweight, shoulder-fired. No complex radar truck required. You could technically carry it in the back of a pickup truck. Not that we're recommending that, but you get the point. It's mobile, flexible, and deployable with just a two-person team. Now, let's talk propulsion. Like a good performance car that needs a reliable engine, the Mistral 3+ uses a solid propellant rocket motor. It's clean, powerful, and designed for minimal maintenance. Once launched, it burns fast and accelerates rapidly, reaching operational velocity within a second. In car terms, it's 0 to Mach 2.7 faster than any Bugatti could dream. Also cool, it's almost entirely passive after launch. That means no radio signals, no active radar, nothing that can be tracked or jammed. For our audience, think of it like a stealth EV with no noise, no emissions, and absolutely no visibility on radar. It just flies under the tech radar literally. But why does this matter to the wider world in 2025? Drones. The big reason for the Mistral upgrade is the rise of unmanned aerial systems. Drones today are faster, cheaper, and deadlier than ever. You're seeing kamikaze drones, high-altitude surveillance craft, and swarms of small quadcopters being used in conflicts globally. The Mistral is now tuned to handle all of them. High-speed fast movers, covered, slow, hovering drones trying to spot targets from 2 miles up. Handled. The seeker and guidance software were designed to prioritize and lock onto low radar, lower targets, just like the stuff drones are made from. Let's take a detour for a second. You know how adaptive suspension in a car adjusts to road conditions in milliseconds? The Mistral does the same, but in aerospace, reacting to heat trails, countermeasures, and evasive maneuvers instantly. It's doing more calculations in a second than your traction control system does in a full corner. MBDA also made this version modular and easily upgradable, so future software patches could improve recognition patterns, threat libraries, and even adjust behaviors depending on the battlefield. It's very much like getting an OTA update in your car that boosts range, adds driver assistance, or improves charging times. And while we're not about politics here, it's worth noting that the Mistral system has been selected and used by over 30 countries, including key NATO players. Its latest form factors are being integrated into wheeled vehicles, naval patrol boats, and even dual-role systems where a vehicle can patrol roads and defend against low-flying aircraft simultaneously. So why are we covering this on a car-focused channel? Because the lines between automotive, aerospace, and military engineering are getting blurrier every year. From electric drivetrains being used in tanks, to AI software in both cars and missiles, to composite materials in both race cars and stealth drones, it's all part of the same innovation ecosystem. The 2025 Mistral Missile represents not just a leap in defense capability, but a mirror of where automotive tech is headed: smarter, faster, leaner, and more connected. And while we're not exactly driving missiles to work anytime soon, the idea of portable, ultra-fast, AI-guided tools that operate cleanly and precisely, that's absolutely the direction both industries are moving toward. So, yeah, the Mistral 3 Plus isn't going to appear on your local dealership lot, but it's a machine engineered for ultimate reliability, maximum precision, and intelligent adaptability, exactly the stuff we geek out over in performance cars. And that's why we thought it deserved a moment on this channel. If you're the kind of person who likes knowing how every piece of tech in your life, from your car to your phone, is influenced by military-grade innovation, then you'll want to keep an eye on where missiles like the Mistral go next. If you enjoyed this crossover into the fast and the furious world of defense tech, drop a like, maybe a comment, and let us know what tech do you want us to compare to car engineering next. Until then, stay curious, stay fast, and stay safe.